Yes, hello guys, and welcome back to Premier League predictions. We are back after the international break, and there are no more international breaks now until March. Sophie, how are you? And set us a like target.
Yeah, I'm glad the international break is over. So let's go big. 5,000 likes.
Ooh.
It's big.
It's very big, and we're going to do it this time. Hit that bloody like button, guys. Come on, we've got to get over the line this time. Make sure to subscribe as well. Thank you so much for all of your great support. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe. Lots of videos are coming. Just to catch up on the scores last time between myself and Sophie, it finished 4-4, which means it's Matt 65, Sophie 66.
It's close, isn't it?
It's very close. Let's get straight into this week's predictions, Sophie, and we've got Burnley versus Chelsea as the first game. Burnley, Sophie, losing 3-2 to West Ham just before the international break. A proper 6-pointer. Mm-hmm. It puts them deep in trouble. They are just above the bottom 3 on goal difference. If there's going to be anything that keeps them up this season, it's probably the home form. They've picked up some good results at home, but they've all come against teams that are struggling. Chelsea are not a team that are struggling. I think Chelsea will make it a pretty routine win here. I think Chelsea are going to win 2-0.
Okay, I'm going 3-1. I actually think Burnley might get on the score sheet, but that's as far as it's going to go for me. I think, Chelsea are just going to have too much, and it's going to be pretty evident on the day. So 3-1.
Yeah, and for Chelsea, Sophie, they've got Arsenal coming up after this. If they win this and they win that, is there a conversation that they are in a Premier League title race?
I mean, you could say that, but for me, I doubt it.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to make things interesting.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to.
Oh, there you go. Right, on to the next one, Sophie. AFC Bournemouth take on West Ham United. Bournemouth, Sophie, absolutely flying in that Premier League table. They take on West Ham, who have improved. A great 3-2 win over Burnley last time. And before that, of course, they beat Newcastle 3-1. Yep. Seems like they've started to make the London Stadium a fortress, but this one is at the Vitality, and as much as West Ham have improved, I can't see past Bournemouth.
No, maybe a draw actually, because West Ham, they have turned a corner, so could a draw play out? Possibly. It's either, for me, Bournemouth edge it or like a 2-2. Do you know what? I might go Bournemouth 2-1, but I did say that maybe it'll be a 2-2, so if that comes in, maybe half a point?
No, because you can't predict 2 scores for the same game.
Okay, fair enough.
Look at you trying to cheat. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Cherries. Right. I think West Ham score. They've got no problems when it comes to going forwards, but defensively is where they are left wanting, and I think Bournemouth will really punish them if there's gaps, Semenyo in particular. So I'm going to back Bournemouth 3-1, and you're going 2-1. The next game, Sophie, is between Brighton and Brentford, 2 very well-run football clubs, Sophie. Brighton, I still sense there's a gear to climb. Brentford have probably been better than most people thought this season,
definitely,
given the amount of change in the summer transfer window. This is a tricky one. I think Brentford will score, but I fancy Brighton to win. I think Brighton do have a decent record against Brentford, if I think about it. Although, did Brentford beat them towards the end of last season? I think they did at home. Anyway, Brighton 2, Brentford 1.
Do you know, I might go for a bit of a goal fest. Brighton 3-2.
Oh.
Yeah, I think there could be a few goals in this one. As you've already mentioned, Brentford have been surprising teams and fans this season because they surprised me with how they're playing. And, I mean, they have still got some good players, but their best players did go out the door, and then obviously the manager as well. But as you've already mentioned, I do think that there is room for improvement at Brighton. But I do think they'll get this one over the line. But yeah, I'm going to stick 3-2.
I like that. There you go. Going for a bonus point. Yeah, I think I could see it, actually. Both teams are capable of just banging in a load of goals.
And then conceding a few as well.
Yeah, there you go. But we're both back in Brighton, which would be a crucial win for the Seagulls. Do share your thoughts down below. Sophie, I'm looking forward to this one. Fulham versus Sunderland. Sunderland, Sophie, are in the top 4. They just picked up a draw against Arsenal before the international break.
That was massive.
That's incredible. And they scored 2 goals against one of the best defences we've ever seen.
I think there was an Arsenal fan as well that was like, no way do Arsenal concede against Sunderland. And massively underestimated them. It's like, you conceded 2 goals. I don't think they've done that in the Premier League so far this season, have they? Conceded 2 goals against a team. Not that I remember anyway. There might be someone in the comments that said, no, they have against this team. But I didn't think they had in the Premier League until they came up against Sunderland.
No, I think you're right, actually. This is an interesting one because I would say Fulham need the result more, given that Sunderland are quite clear of the bottom three at the minute, but Fulham have been sleepwalking towards trouble. But that said, I still think Sunderland are going to get something, and maybe all 3 points. Prediction, Sophie. So Fulham are struggling.
Yeah.
I think they've lost 5 of their last 6. Sunderland are in great form, but it doesn't always go with the form book.
It doesn't, but sometimes it does as well in the Premier League. What I will say is I fancy Sunderland more at home. But I'm going to back Sunderland to win here. 2-1.
Oh,
2-1.
that's a scribble.
You've got 2-1 Sunderland as well?
I would have gone 2-1 Sunderland. Yeah, I think they've been great. 1-0 Sunderland.
Okay.
I will back them. I could see a draw playing out.
I was about to say, I could see a draw. I don't think Fulham will get the win, but I could see a draw playing out.
Well, now you've said that, they probably will get the win.
Yeah, probably.
And Sunderland, let's be fair, on occasions they've fell flat on their face. Yeah, away at Man United, away at Burnley. But I really like them, the way they're attacking the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
And would you say there's a chance they could finish top 7?
Top 7 maybe, yeah. The only concerns I've had, and I've said it before, is AFCON. We'll see how they get on then.
It's not that many players though.
It does feel like it's a few of their key players, so we'll see. But as I've said as well, there's other teams that are losing their key players, so we'll see. It's not just them.
Yeah, but they could be back after like a week or two. And I don't think they're losing too many, to be fair. Sunderland, keep up this great start to the season. We're both backing you to win. And as for Fulham, if they don't get anything here, then I am quite worried. So, yeah, I feel like they've got to try and get something. Next up, Sophie, Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. One of my favourite fixtures, to be honest, just given the two clubs and their histories and, Nottingham Forest in the late 70s and early 80s being a bit of a problem for Liverpool.
I think they could be a problem in this one,
Liverpool are not having a great season. They might really benefit from a 2-week break. They could come back reinvigorated and maybe start to try and close the gap on Arsenal. But the evidence suggests that Arsenal are going to finish ahead of Liverpool as things are going, and that Nottingham Forest, as you say, could come here and take something.
Yeah.
Forest have been much better recently. Who's up first? I'm up first.
Okay.
I think Forest get a goal. I'll go 2-1 Liverpool, though.
Okay, I just don't have the confidence right now in backing Liverpool, so I might go for a 1-1. I think Nottingham Forest could come to Anfield and really frustrate Liverpool. We'll see. Maybe the international break came at a good time for Liverpool. I don't know. I'm yet to see it. So, obviously, we could see it in this game. They might completely bounce back and absolutely demolish Forest, but I don't really see that happening. So, 1-1 for me.
Wow, okay, that's bold. Yeah, I don't mind it. Forest with a great win over Leeds just before the international break. And they are currently 19th, but there's
points really.
One win could catapult them up to about 16th. So we'll see. Next up, Sophie, let's go to Wolves versus Crystal Palace. And this is the first chance you have to share your thoughts on Rob Edwards going from Middlesbrough to Wolves.
Have you already spoken about it then in another video?
I've been as balanced as I can be, but I don't like it. What I will say is if I'm a Wolves fan, I feel like we should be able to go and get any Championship manager because Wolves are a proper big club, proper historic club, like they're a traditional club. And they're in the Premier League at the minute. I know they're bottom, but, still a big club. Mm-hmm. The thing I don't like is how hypocritical Rob Edwards has been.
Yeah.
Because he was like, we're a family at Middlesbrough.
And then he's like, bye, I'm walking out on you as soon as he could.
At the first attempt.
Yeah.
And it is a bit see-through when he's saying, I'd only go to Wolves. Oh, right, okay. If Man City came knocking, you wouldn't go.
You'd say no, would you? No.
Your thoughts?
So my thoughts are, I do think it is quite snaky. I can see why he's done it.
Yeah.
But also, I'm looking, and you've got Middlesbrough in a really good position. So it's not a case of, but Wolves are in the Premier League, because looking likely that they won't be next season. But I know he's got the history there with Wolves. He lives nearby. But as a Wolves fan, I'd want Adi Vivash as the number 2. It's not all about Rob Edwards for me. I don't think him on his own is enough to keep them up. I think he'll take them down. So they're my thoughts. You really need to try and talk Adi Vivash into following him.
It's a bit surprising, really, when you consider where Rob Edwards was this time last year. He was completely ruining everything that was built at Luton, by Nathan Jones. And then he's gone into Middlesbrough. Okay, he's done pretty well, but he's now suddenly a Premier League manager again. Anyway, they take on Crystal Palace, Sophie. Palace are a better team on paper, but Wolves have the home advantage. They have a new manager, so maybe a bounce. Prediction?
3-1 Palace. I don't think there'll be a bounce. I'm saying it now. Wolves haven't looked too good, and I don't think Rob Edwards is going to perform a miracle and turn it around. I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I don't see that happening. So for me, Palace 3-1.
2-1 Wolves.
Oh,
yep.
Quite different.
I'm going to back them.
Okay.
I just like the narrative. And to be fair, look, I still think Wolves will probably go down, but
they'll have more fight about them now.
I want to see them giving it a go now. You know, they've had such a bad start that it's very stacked against them. They have to win at least 10 out of 27 games, which looks a pretty tall order at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just sense maybe like a last-minute goal and they're going to snatch it. I don't know. If I'm a Palace fan, this is probably the worst time to play Wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. You'd like to play them a couple of weeks ago because you just think, okay, I can turn up, probably put in about 70, 75% and still get the win. I think they're going to need to turn up pretty much on their A game in this one. And I think they will, and they'll get it done.
Okay, next up, Sophie, let's go to St James's Park. Newcastle United take on Manchester City. Sophie, Man City crushed Liverpool just before the international break. They're definitely in the title race.
Yeah.
I think they've been very good, and Haaland is a joke this season. I mean, we already knew he's unbelievable.
I know, but I really like him now as well. You know, after watching like some of his YouTube videos, if you've not seen him, check him out because he's very personable. He seems quite humble. And
stay humble there.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like the guy.
Newcastle are struggling.
Yeah,
but they have the home advantage, and they're very, very capable of winning this sort of game. As for my prediction, Newcastle 1, Man City 2. I'm just backing Man City because there's no margin for error now if they're going to catch up with Arsenal.
Yeah, which we kind of see from Man City sometimes. They get off to a little bit of a slow start, but as soon as they hit a little bit of form, they're like almost unstoppable. So I don't know if they're hitting that now or if that's just going to come after Christmas as usual, but could well be now. That was a scribble. I would have said 2-1 Man City, but I'll chuck in an extra goal and go 3-1 Man City.
Oh, okay. There you go. That'd be a huge result. And Newcastle are still struggling in the bottom half, which is a bit of a puzzler.
Yeah, it is really.
I suppose the Champions League congestion with all the fixtures probably doesn't help, but there you go. They have got to improve in the Premier League. Next up, Sophie, let's go to Ellen Road. Leeds United take on Aston Villa. Proper old school matchup this. Great matchup. Two big clubs. Is it fair to say the biggest club in Yorkshire versus the biggest club in the West Midlands?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair to say.
As for a prediction, Sophie, this is tricky because Leeds are standing by Daniel Farke. They've had a pretty okay start to the season. They're on a point per game, but the form is starting to trend downwards, and their run of games between now and Christmas is horrible. Yeah. Leeds could really do with the win, and I don't think they can afford to lose. I think Farke is going to be very close to being pushed out the door if they lose this. But Villa are very good, and Villa have been very good recently. And I don't know. Do I see Villa losing? Maybe. I don't know. Prediction?
Nah, Villa for me. Do I go for another 3-1?
Do you not think, though, that Leeds at Ellen Road have been pretty good this season?
Yeah, they have, but Villa in general have been better, and I think they're in better form. So I'm going to back the informed team, and that is Villa. I'm going to say 2-0 Villa.
2-1 Leeds.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to back the teams that are struggling this week to go and get some crucial results. I'm backing them. I feel like this is a bit of a do or die match for Daniel Farke because in their next couple of games, they've got like Man City and Liverpool, and it looks very hard for Leeds. if they don't win this, I don't see Farke lasting much
But do you
longer.
think a lot of the Leeds fans will be like, yeah, we win this one? I don't think they're going to be that confident going into this. Not as confident as you. Maybe they'll say we could grind out a draw, maybe snatch it, but I don't think they're going to come into this confident.
I think the Leeds fans should feel more confident at Ellen Road.
Yeah, I get that.
But no, you definitely sense there's a big portion of them that want Farke to go, and therefore
Maybe even the players as well, so they might not entirely turn up.
Well, we'll see. Right, on to the next one, Sophie. Let's go to the North London derby. Arsenal take on Tottenham Hotspur. Arsenal, Sophie, they are just so efficient. They're top of the table. They're looking very good. Of course, as we just touched on, they only managed a draw at Sunderland, but
that was Sunderland, so
to be honest,
they're doing really well.
It doesn't look like many teams are going to go to Sunderland and win.
Them. No.
Tottenham, Sophie, I'm not convinced totally. I think they're okay. I think they're going to finish a lot higher than 17th this year, but I suppose you've got to try and remind yourself that this is kind of a rebuild season.
It's a transition season, isn't it?
Yeah. I just don't see Tottenham winning at the Emirates.
No.
They'd have to score first and then they'd have to defend incredibly well. But the better team at defending here is Arsenal.
Yeah. And I think they'd need to go up by 2 to even feel like any sort of like, okay, we might get something from this.
I agree. But I'm going to go Arsenal 2-0.
Maybe Arsenal 1-0. I fancy Arsenal to get back to winning ways, and I think they will do it against Spurs. As you've mentioned, they've done very, very well. I think they might be without Gabriel. I think he might have picked up an injury to his groin in the international break, which would be a big miss. But I still think they get it over the line against Spurs. So, yeah, hopefully for Arsenal fans' sake, it's just a minor injury and he's not out for long if he is out. But I still think they'll get it done.
Okay.
Yeah, 1-0.
1-0. Okay, we're both back in Arsenal. Huge win, bragging rights, and still convinced Arsenal will win the league?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Sophie, let's go to Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Everton. A David Moyes derby. Of course, he started at Everton, went to Man United. He's back at Everton now. Everton, just before the international break, 2-0 winners over Fulham. They've been very good at home. They've been pretty good away. This is one of those games which could go all three ways.
Yeah.
Because I think Everton are very capable of winning this 1-0. But I think Man United are very unpredictable and seem to have been pretty good recently. They won a few games in a row and then they got a couple of 2-2 draws before the international break. But Man United, when they hit the floor, they can really hit the floor. So I'm not sure. You're up first, Sophie. What are you saying?
Do you know what? I might just edge Man United being the home side. Might say 2-1 and they snatch it late on. Just got a feeling they do it.
Yeah, I could see that, but I will give Everton a draw. I will go 1-1. I think, that'll be 3 draws in a row for Man United. Maybe if they draw 5 games in a row, that guy could cut his hair.
Or like half of it or something.
Yeah, he'd like shave
Have a bit of a fade.
one side of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think, as I said, it's very tricky to predict. Man United, I think, are genuinely capable of finishing 4th this season.
Yeah.
But they're also capable of finishing 14th.
Yeah, they're a strange team. Yeah.
Everton are probably somewhere in the middle, though. You trust them to be
They're a
about
bit more
10th.
steady, aren't they?
Yeah, it just makes life very difficult for us that do predictions. Anyway, that wraps up our predictions. Feel free to share your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure to get your predictions down there. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. It's free to do, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will be back with more predictions next week. Take care. We'll see you soon. Peace out.